I was only a death captain when I heard the call to join the defense against the automaton on Malevelon Creek. At the time, I was like every other Helldivers, believing that the campaign against the automaton was not going to be as hard as fighting the Termina. Little did I know this campaign was going to change me forever. I soon joined a 4-man squad, me being the 4th person. When I joined, I saw the other 2 Helldivers laughing and joking around. As if they had already won the war, I soon joined them in the laughter. Soon our team leader told us to knock it off, saying that we will be departing soon. I don't know if we were too loud, or perhaps the enemy radar hand already found us before we landed it, but I can tell you is that the moment we landed, all we saw was a red flared, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 8 automaton drop, land on our position. It was almost as if they knew we were coming. Like a predator waiting for its prey, we tried to cool down our strategy, but we were jammed not by the enemy, but by the planet itself. Iron Storm has no effect on the enemy. We were the only one affected, as if the planet itself was playing a cruel joke on us. Soon the night sky was filled with red, and only red. Red eyes glowing in the distant, laser flashing through the night, and red blood covering the cold, hard ground. I didn't know what to do. There was so much stuff happening at once. Shots were fire from both sides. We were surrounded, and there I was, dazed and lost in my own fear. At the time, I believed that we were going to die. My mind raced through my memories. My life was flashing before my eyes. Then I thought to myself, I'm gonna die here. I'm going to die here, not on Super Earth, but here. Here on this planet, this rock, this place, a human cesspool of a place. I was going to die. I was not going to die like the hero of old during the First Galactic War, but like every other person who came to this accursed rock of planet. Just then our team leader pushed me aside, right before a chainsaw automaton could cut me in twos. She then yelled at me and said, if you don't act now, you will die here. I then picked up my gun and proceeded to fire. She was right. If we don't act now, we will die. We continued to fire and fire and fire. Eventually, the automaton reinforcements stopped. We somehow managed to survive while fighting back the automaton. By this point, the Iron Storm has stopped. We were able to call down our strategy. Our team leader then divided us into 2. Her and C3 were going to turn on the oil. Meanwhile, me and B2 will be in charge of turning on the power. We then quickly agreed and went our separate ways. The road to turn on the power was filled with horror and terror. There was deaths around every corner. The trees spoke no binary, while red eyes glow in the distance searching for life. The night has not a single light, and yet we dare not turn on our light, understanding that the moment we've shown sign of light, the automaton will attack us like creature of the night. There was a few times we near got caught, but at last we did not. What was supposed to be 10 minutes felt like 10 days. However, we somehow finally arrived at our objective. It was surprisingly not as fortified as we led it to believe. So we threw in 500 kilograms and managed to kill majority of the automaton. We then finish up the rest and turn on the power, surprisingly easy enough. We then try to regroup with our team leaders, only for us to hear a scream over the comms, with a red flare shot from the direction of their position, while multiple automaton dropship was approaching their position. We tried to get in contact with them, but with no response. Thus, me and B2 made our way to D1 and C3 while trying not to attract any more attention. When we finally arrived, all we saw was D1 trying to fight back the automaton, with multiple automaton approaching. I threw in a 380 orbital barrage for cover fire. We ran for the rocket site. Along the way, we asked D1 what happens as C3. She told us that while they were making their way to the rocket site, C3 stepped on a landmine, killing him instantly, but that explosion triggered a domino effect. As a single red flare was shot into the sky, D1 tried to run for it, only for her to also step on a landmine. She nearly met the same fate as C3. But she didn't, so she used that rock refounder behind as cover fire. We nodded it as we arrived at the rocket site. We turned on the terminal. The rocket was nearly completed. All it needed now was just to be fuel. While waiting for the rocket to be fuel up, I saw D1 mumble something to herself, saying that this isn't right and that she don't want to do it. Saying how could she? I looked at B2. He then looked at me. Just then, the terminal clicked and the rocket was ready to launch. I told B2 to check on D1 as I launched the rocket. He slowly approached D1, asking her if she was all right. Only then did D1 pull her trigger and killed B2 right in front of me. All I could do was scream no as the rocket launches, as the ground shook, causing us to lose our balance. I quickly got up and tried to shoot at D1, but she was already gone. I went to go check on B2, but he was already dead. Just then, I realized I was all alone on this human cesspool of a planet, filled with bots and a mad helldiver who had just killed my only living teammate. Lost in thought, I saw an automaton patrol approaching my position. I then ran for extraction, hoping to get there before D1. And the thick jungle was still as terrifying as ever. The trees still spoke non-binary, and red eyes still glow in the distance. However, there was a new atmosphere. It was the fear of D1, the fear of a predator hunting for its prey. Every so often I will hear D1 laughing through the comms. She then said that she knows where I am and that she will find me and gut me. She then started to describe all the things that she would do to our bodies. She says she will skin me alive, rip my spine straight through my throat, cook my flesh with her sickle, or use our skulls as cups for blood, sucking the bone marrow straight from my bones while I am still alive, cutting my skull open and eating my brain while I watch, and feeding my own flesh to me. I finally arrive at extraction. She wasn't there, but I can feel her presence. I call extraction. I then proceeded to call down supplies and my recoilless rifle. As the minutes tick by, I begin to feel more paranoid, more unease. I waited for something, for anything to happen. But nothing. Nothing happened. Eventually, Pelican 1 arrived, and I extracted. I can still hear the non-binary tree whispering to me. I can still see the glowing red eyes searching for me, and the feeling of a predator hunting me. When I arrived back at the Super Destroyer, they took me into solitary confinement and asked me questions. They asked me what happened. I told them the truth, but they only laughed and told me I was hallucinating due to stress. Thus, they took me for re-education. There I stay, and there I wonder if I should go back. Then I heard it, the non-binary tree whispering to me, the red eyes looking for me, and the feeling of a predator hunting me. A part of me is terrifying, and yet another part of me feels so alive. I have to go back. I need to go back, because that is my only path.